What up, though, everybody? This is Kyle, and you are watching Knockouts in 3 Counts, and we are back again for another prediction video. This time, it's for this weekend's AEW Double or Nothing, which is going down this Saturday. Obviously, it's going to be no fans, and we are bummed because we were supposed to be there in Vegas, or we were supposed to be there at the show. It didn't happen the way it happened. You know, it is what it is. This time, it's going to be myself and Dev and our friend Ken Brass, who, if you're from the Detroit area and you know anything about the hip hop scene down here, he's the creator of Sound Off Sundays, which he'll tell you a little bit about when he gets to his picks. The very first match that we've got going on tonight is going to be Private Party versus the Best Friends. Before we get to that, though, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the content that's on the channel, because we have interviews from many of the guys and girls who you're going to see on Saturday's card, which you'll see the links to throughout this as well, which you can check out afterwards, and all the links will be in the description as well. First match we got on the card tonight is going to be, like we said, Private Party versus Best Friends. Now, Best Friends have been on quite a roll for a little while now, man. They've really been picking up wins, whether it's in singles or tag team action. You know, Trent's really had some great back and forth matches. He had a great match against Kenny Omega, and Chuck is very underrated too. Look at that pile driver that he hit this past Wednesday on Dynamite. Now they're going against Private Party. Private Party is a very energetic and fast-paced team. Best Friends have been together longer and been in the business as a whole longer and have the experience edge. For this one, for me, I think Private Party's got a bright future in AEW. I think that they can... I think they have a very good chance that you're going to see them with the AEW straps one of these days. But for right here and right now, I think that Best Friends, along with Orange Cassidy, who also has a match which we're going to talk about a little bit later in this video, I feel like Orange Cassidy and Best Friends are on too much of a roll, and that's why in this match I'm taking Best Friends over Private Party.
Yo, this is Ken Brass checking in with the Knockout 3 Counts podcast family in regards to Double or Nothing this coming Saturday. Shout out to Devin and Kyle for letting me join in with the predictions for the card for this weekend. So excited. Those who don't know me, I run a open mic platform in Detroit called Sound Off Sundays. Currently on hiatus due to the stay-at-home orders, and please excuse the quarantine beard. Be glad when barbershops are back open. So at the buy-in, we got Private Party and Best Friends. As much as I wanted to be the Private Party, I think it's time for the Best Friends to get that title shot. They've been holding down on matches. They got Orange Cassidy, which is always a crowd favorite. It makes sense, you know, in the long run in terms of booking. So I got to go with Best Friends there.
Hey, what's good, people? It's your boy Dev here, and these are my picks for AEW Double or Nothing, which I was supposed to be at, but you know, Corona. First off, with our pre-show match, I'm going to go with my man's Private Party to get the victory over the Best Friends. A match I'm really looking forward to. Private Party is a tag team that I'm very, very intrigued with. Two young men who I got to know a little bit before AEW launch. Very impressive. They've come a long way from where I've seen them to where they are now, and they're going to continue to grow. And I think it's time for them to get that number one contendership and challenge for the AEW Tag Team Championship. So I'm picking Private Party to win this match. I admit that this is kind of for personal reasons, even though it's probably going to be Best Friends. I'm going to pick the Private Party to come away with the victory. Next match we got here is a match that was just announced this past Wednesday on Dynamite. Dustin Rhodes going up against Mr. 10 himself, Sean Spears. I'm going to go with Sean Spears on this one. I think he needs the victory, and I think they're going to continue the storyline of Dustin, you know, questioning himself and kind of on a losing streak, man. So we'll see where it goes from here. I'm going to go with Sean to get the victory.
For Dustin Rhodes and Sean Spears, it's got to be Sean Spears, man. This dude is a star, but he hasn't really been winning a lot of matches since he's been in AEW. No, it's his time. chairman of the board. I'm going with Sean Spears on that one.
Sean Spears versus the natural Dustin Rhodes. I like this match because obviously with everything that's been going on with COVID, we haven't gotten to see, Tully Blanchard around with Sean Spears, which I believe adds another level to Sean Spears, but obviously with the COVID thing, and Tully being older, I'm sure that's probably why they don't have him at tapings. Hopefully we'll see him this Saturday at the pay-per-view in his match against Dustin Rhodes. For Dustin Rhodes, man, it's like, he had the great run through the TNT Championship tournament. Obviously, he came up a little bit short to Lance Archer, but, he's been getting a great run. Who knows how many matches he's got, but, it's been really good to kind of see Dustin go out there and do Dustin again. The match between him and Cody at Double or Nothing last year, I think really put them on the map. So I think this is a match for Sean Spears to be able to step out and kind of take his stand on, solidifying himself as a singles guy, even though they've been really hyping Tully wanting him to be a tag team guy. So for this match, I want to say, Dustin needs to win this, especially after what happened with the TNT title match. Something tells me I feel like there's gonna be some BS on this one. I feel like somewhere, somehow, I don't know where it comes from with Sean Spears, I feel like something's gonna happen with that. So I don't know how it happens, but I'm gonna go with Sean Spears in this one.
Next match, not sure it's actually going to happen. I don't know if you guys watched on Dynamite, but she suffered a leg injury. Rumors are that it was a pretty serious leg injury. I thought so as soon as it happened. I thought for sure she either broke her leg or tore something in her knee. But this match is still scheduled as of right now. It's Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, who, by the way, did a great job on the AEW Restricted podcast. You listen to that when you get a chance. But Dr. Britt Baker versus Chris Statlander. Like I said, I'm not even sure if this match is going to happen. But if it does, I'm taking Dr. Britt Baker to get the victory. I think they need to build her up so that they can get her a title run if, this injury isn't as serious as it looked.
1-1 in the women's matches, we got Britt Baker and Statlander. Britt Baker might be injured, apparently, so if there is a match still, it's probably going to be on the light side. So I'm going to go ahead and take, you would think it would be Statlander, but I see Britt Baker pulling out something bad, getting a dusty finish in it. So going with Britt Baker, DDS on that one.
All right, the next match we got on the card is supposed to be Chris Statlander versus Dr. Britt Baker. Obviously, if you watched AEW Dynamite this past Wednesday, it was pretty nasty what happened with her knee. We don't know the extent of the injury. We don't know if the match is still going to go. I'll still make my pick just because just in case the match happens, but I'm not so sure we're going to see it. So for me in this one, I think with Britt's injury, and obviously it looked like she's really hurt. Now, if she's really hurt, I think Statlander's going to get it, not just because it's like, oh, well, she's hurt, so now we got to go over. Who knows how long Britt could be out. But on a pure, storyline point, I think they were building up Britt Baker. So before the injury, I would pick Britt Baker. After the injury, I got to go with Chris Statlander on this one. Like I said, Britt Baker's been gaining that momentum, but who knows what that knee injury did to her knee. Like I said, real nasty. Hopefully she's able to go, and hopefully it's not too severe of an injury because nobody wants to see anybody get hurt. So for me, like I said, this one, if I'm picking before the injury, Britt Baker. If I'm picking after, if I were AEW, or not even just if I were AEW, if you just look at in a fight, her knee's hurt and Chris Statlander's at 100%, I got to go Chris Statlander. All right, next match we got to talk about here. The AEW Women's Championship. You've got the challenger, Hikaru Shida, versus Nyla, the Native Beast, Rose. Okay, we got to interview Nyla back in Chicago at StarCast 3, which you can check out the link to in the description. Nyla's been on a tear, as, quite frankly, I feel like she should be right now. I don't really see anybody that I honestly feel like is going to beat her. I think it's going to take a special kind of circumstance or, you know, multiple people in the match for Nyla to lose that title. I feel like on her own, man, I just feel like one-on-one, I just feel like she's too strong for Shida. So in this one, my pick is going to be Nyla Rose by murder.
And speaking of the Women's Championship, the next match we have the champion Nyla Rose defending her title against #1 contender Hikaru Shida. As Dasha Gonzalez would say. Well, with Nyla Rose, I think she has to keep rolling. I think she's a monster, man, and I think we need to keep her rolling, man. So I'm gonna go with Nyla Rose in this one.
Going to the women's title match, Nyla Rose and Shida. Much as I love Shida, Nyla's a whole nother animal, no pun intended. So we gotta go with Nyla Rose on that one. And actually, don't be surprised if it's a squash match on top of that.
In this next match, you've got two guys who we've interviewed, both of which we got to interview Maxwell Jacob Friedman, MJF in Chicago at StarCast 3. And we got to talk a little bit about Jurassic Express and all things that go along with that with Jungle Boy at StarCast 4. Again, both of those links are going to be in the description, so you can check those out after you check this video out. This is a match I think that's going to be a couple of the up-and-coming guys that AEW is going to build their company around. MJF was hot as can be with his match against Cody that happened at Full Gear, which you can see the picture. We were there. Ring the bell, Devin. So he was hot. You know, I don't know. They said he got injured. He's been off TV. I think him being away after getting that big win kind of hurt him. Then you've got Jungle Boy, who's had some great performances, like in the match he had with Chris Jericho, where he just needed to survive the time. And, him and Luchasaurus are a great tag team. So I think he's going to be somebody that's going to be big for them to come. In this particular match, though, I don't think Jungle Boy is going to come out with the W. Something tells me Wardlow will get involved or screw it up somehow or something. I feel like Maxwell Jacob Friedman is going to find a way to eke this one out, and it probably might further, a feud between, Luchasaurus and Wardlow going on in the future. So that's my pick for this match. I'm going with MJF. Again, our interviews with them, you can be found right in the description of this video.
MJF versus Jungle Boy. MJF, Mr. Salt of the Earth himself, versus a member of the Jurassic Express, Jungle Boy Jack Perry, as Jim Ross would say. I'm gonna go with MJF on this one. MJF he's on the road too. I don't think it's time for him to, be derailed. I think you got to keep that train going.
MJF and Jungle Boy. MJF is like the best heel in the business, so he's better than you, and you know it. So we know who's gonna win that one. Stadium Stampede. I really don't know. This one is kind of hard to call because the Bubbly Bunch is the Bubbly Bunch, cohesive. You got got the Elite. Hangman came back, but he's still distant from the group. The heel turn is coming. And I think this is when it's gonna happen. So I got Inner Circle by some kind of turn by Hangman on the Elite finally to kind of get that storyline popping.
Next match, we'll go with the Elite versus the Inner Circle in a Stadium Stampede match. Apparently, there's going to be a ring up in the middle of the football field down there in Jacksonville, and falls count anywhere. In this match, for the Inner Circle, you got Proud and Powerful, Mr. Ortiz and Santana. You got the Sex God, Sammy Guevara, who, by the way, those two guys, Proud and Powerful and Sammy Guevara, two of the best theme songs in AEW. Also, they have Jake Hager, I'm sorry, I call him Jack. Jake Hager and Chris Jericho. And with the Elite, you got Matt and Nick, the Young Bucks. You got Kenny Omega, Heyman, Adam Page, and you also have filling in for Mr. Cody, Matt Hardy, the broken Matt Hardy. I'm gonna go with the Elite in this one, man. I think they need a victory. They need to continue storylines with them. I read somewhere that I forget if it was Nick or Matt, but one of the Young Bucks, banged up their ribs at the end of Dynamite. Dynamite was kind of a weird show. A couple of people got hurt. Talked about Britt Baker. One of the Young Bucks banged up the ribs, and I'll talk about another injury, person that got banged up in a second. But I'm going with the Elite in this one. I think they walk away with the victory in the Stadium Stampede.
All right. Next match we got to talk about here is going to be the Stadium Stampede match. For me, it's got to be one of the most unique matches we're ever going to see. Obviously, they're going to be fighting all throughout Jacksonville Jaguar Stadium. For me, I can't help but think of Halftime Heat between Mick Foley and you can't see it in the picture. There's what I was pointing at. I've got Mick's autograph up there with Mr. Sacco and all that good stuff. But you've got the Elite versus the Inner Circle. The Elite with Matt Hardy, against the Inner Circle. This match I feel like is going to have a lot of interesting spots in it, with it being in a stadium, which it should. They're showing Hangman Page, coming back to fight with the Elite, and you've got Matt Hardy stepping in to, be the final member for the Elite, as Cody's going for the TNT title. I don't know, man. You've really had the thing with Hangman, really trying to distinguish himself kind of away from the group, even though him and Kenny have the tag titles. For me, I feel like I could see this being the time where Hangman's going to make something will go on where either he may cost them or, it could be the first domino effect for them, because you can just kind of see the bad vibes with it. So I don't know if it'll cost them the match. But I feel like some things could definitely happen in there. And, I think with everything that's going on, I really feel like the Elite needs this match. So if I'm going to pick somebody, I'm going to pick the Elite, just because I feel like they may be a little bit more hungry, but it's really going to have to see on whether that Hangman Page relationship, hurts them, which Hangman Page is yet another person who we've gotten to interview from the AEW roster. And again, all the links to those interviews will be in the description. Like I said, there's MJF, Nyla Rose, Hangman Page, Sammy Guevara, Nyla Rose, you've got Luchasaurus is another one that we've interviewed. He'll be in it as well. We've interviewed Best Friends. Like I said, all the links to all of our AEW interviews will all be in the description, so you guys can check them out after you're done watching this video. But for this match, for me, there's going to be Vanguard. What is it going to be? 2.0 at this point. And that'll be involved. You've got Jericho and the Bat with the Inner Circle. I think it'll be a great match, or at least entertaining, if nothing else. Let us know who you think, though. Let us know in the comments. If you think we're wrong, you don't like any of our picks, if you agree with us, hit it in the comments, hit the like button, let everybody know who it is that you think it's going to be, and let us know. And then, let us know how you stack up against us. Who knows? Maybe we might have to bring one of you guys on for the next prediction video if you know better than we do. Like I said, stay tuned to see who the rest of we pick, and hit in the comments and let us know who you liked.
Next match is probably the match I'm looking forward to the most, and there is someone that is to be announced who hasn't been announced yet in this match, but this is ladder match to determine the number one contender for the AEW Championship. And if I'm not mistaken, they get their title match on June 3rd. In this match, it's Darby Allin, you got Colt Cabana, you got freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy. Like I was saying, someone that got banged up on Dynamite, Mr. Ray Phoenix, who got banged up on a nasty fall on the outside. Scorpio Sky is in this match. Kip Sabian, Frankie Kazarian, Luchasaurus, and then, like I said, there's one person to be announced. I haven't really seen any rumors or scuttlebutt of who that person could be, but we'll probably find out even before then or at the show. But I'm going with Luchasaurus on this one. Yeah, I'm going to go with Luchasaurus. I think they need to build up. No, I take that back. I'm going with Darby Allin. I think Darby Allin has been built up very well over the last few months, and with him doing work during the quarantine and doing some of those Georgia tapings, I think they're going to give him a title shot here. So I'm going to go with Darby Allin.
All right, here you have it, the casino ladder match. Okay, you've got the different, this is going to be different because it's every 30 seconds or every 60 seconds, you're going to have another group of people that are going to be coming out. But the thing is, you can go for that as soon as the match starts. So it's a total different look on the ladder match. I'm a big fan of that. You've got SCU, you've got even more guys that we've got interviews with, like Darby Allin, Luchasaurus. You've got Darby Allin, Luchasaurus, other multiple time past guests of the show, Colt Boom Boom Cabana, Orange Cassidy, Kip Sabian. You've got a whole list of great guys. I feel like this match is going to be insane as far as I feel like this match isn't going to be insane. I feel like a lot of these guys got a lot to prove. I feel like we could really see them go out there and really try to knock the house off here. And I feel like this one could be one that's going to be a sleeper on the show. Obviously, if anybody knows anything about the Young Bucks, they've got a long history with ladder matches in their time in Ring of Honor and PWG and elsewhere. So for me, they're going to do something big with a ladder match. I think it's going to be great. You've got Phoenix in there as well. That match I feel like is going to be awesome. I normally would say that I would think Luchasaurus is going to win, but something tells me that I think Wardlow is going to somehow get involved and screw it up for him. I'm going to go a wild card pick on this one. I think Darby Allin's going to win it. I could see Darby Allin being the one to win that, get that poker chip and win the casino ladder match. Again, let us know who you think.
Then we got the casino ladder match. Then we got the mystery opponent. That mystery entry that we don't know who it is. Assuming it's going to be somebody that's been released from WWE recently or something like that potentially. But no matter who it is, I got Scorpio Sky winning the match. This guy is a star, glorified badass. He's going to get done. So, SCU all the way, baby. Scorpio Sky.
All right. It's title time. You've got the AEW TNT Championship. It's going to be the inaugural champ. I've liked the build of what we've seen. Obviously, things in this whole show haven't been able to be the way they were supposed to be. As we mentioned, we were going to be there for Double or Nothing, and obviously the coronavirus not only prevented that, but prevented a lot of things that AEW's tried. But with this match, they've really been able to pull an ace out the sleeve, if we're going with the casino theme here. Iron Mike Tyson, who, if you haven't been paying attention, this man is in his 50s, and I still would want nothing to do with fighting him. And he's going to be the one that's going to present the title. In this match, you've got Cody versus Lance Archer with Jake the Snake. in his corner, which Jake the Snake, you can hear his drop in our intro if you listen to our weekly show, Tuesday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern, live on our Facebook. But you know, you've got them in one corner, and with Cody, you've got the Enforcer AA, Arn Anderson. Obviously, I feel like there's going to be some sort of interaction with them. I don't know what that's going to look like, but I'm definitely excited to see how that plays out. I think Mike Tyson is definitely, you know, he's going to have some form of a impact in this, and we've seen that Jake and Lance Archer have been a wrecking crew. I feel like Cody's going to take a big beating in this match. And, you know, Lance Archer, I just see him kind of getting tough maybe with Mike Tyson, you know, when Mike Tyson tries to assert his authority as referee. And I feel like, you know, he might catch one of those famous Tyson hooks, and that could be the equalizer. So if I'm going to pick one in this one, I'm going to go with the guy whose shirt I got on here, you know, the American Nightmare Cody. I think he's going to win the TNT Championship. I think he needs it a little bit more, but I don't think it's going to come without a nasty beating from the Murder Hawk Monster, Lance Archer.
The TNT Championship, Cody and Lance Archer. Another hard one to call. My heart wants Cody. My brain says Lance. So I'm going to go with my brain and go with Lance Archer. But not by much. This might steal the show.
Next match we're going to go with, let's talk about the TNT Championship, the finals of the TNT Championship tournament. We have on one side Cody Rhodes, Cody, as he goes up against Lance Archer. Cody has Arn Anderson and Brandy Rose in his corner, and Lance Archer has Jake the Snake Roberts, who, man, if you never got the chance to watch Jake Roberts as a kid, like I did, you know, got to see Jake Roberts cut promos, man, and how like menacing and creepy he can be. You got a chance to see it over the last few weeks, man. Great work by Jake Roberts, man. The guy's a legend, man. I'm glad he's doing well and doing great work in AEW, working with Lance Archer. And as much as this is a tough one. I'm going to go with the Murder Hawk Monster, Lance Archer, on this one. Yeah. This is a tough one. But I think the Murder Hawk walks away with it. I could give analysis on it, but trust me, I'm not 100% confident in that choice. Like I said, it could be either one of them. I think either one makes sense, but I'm going to go with the Murder Hawk on this one. In the last match, Moxley versus Brody Lee, the leader of the Inner Circle. Brody Lee currently has the AEW Championship, but not officially, and I think that's going to stay the same. I think Moxley walks away with his championship and retains his championship, and Brody Lee in the Inner Circle will have to regroup after this one. So those are my picks. These are the right picks. Roll with your boy on this one. So all that being said, peace.
And then we got the title match, Moxley and Brody Lee. Brody Lee's already got the title, and I got a feeling he's gonna go to 100% retainership of that title. I just feel like it's the better kind of advance the whole Dark Order storyline. You know, you got Scorpio Sky winning the Battle Royal. You know, you already got that storyline with the SE versus the Dark Order. Perfect segue and continue that storyline. So I think that's happening. And then I think another thing I see coming out of it as well is you train up Moxley. And I kind of want to see a Moxley and Lance Archer match for that TNT title championship some point down the line. So I think that's where that's kind of going to take all that into. So
All right, it's championship time, man. It's Jon Moxley versus Mr. Brody Lee. Now, we all know Mr. Brody Lee, formerly known as Luke Harper in WWE. You know, many people thought, like a lot of guys who have come over to AEW, you know, he was a guy who maybe didn't get his fair chance while he was elsewhere. You know, he's been revealed as the leader of the Dark Order. You know, we haven't seen Evil Uno and Stu Grayson in quite a while because of the COVID situation. But Brody Lee has really stepped into the main event picture for them real quick and in a hurry. And it's a formidable opponent, whether you like him or not, just based off the sheer size alone. I think it's going to create a good scenario for Moxley to work with. I mean, Moxley, you know, has shown that he'll fight any and everyone. I feel like in this match, it's really going to get nasty. As you saw on Wednesday, you know, Brody Lee sacrificed 10 to Jon Moxley, in which Jon, you know, snapped 10's arm, you know, and I think once Stu Grayson and, you know, Evil Uno come back, it's going to be even more from the Dark Order. Like I said, this is going to be a hell of a match here. I don't know who you guys got in this one, but it's definitely going to be one of the better matches on the card, as it should be for the world title. But if I got to pick one, and we're going for wins and losses, because as they said in AEW, wins and losses matter, I'm going with the champ. Even though Brody Lee's got all the momentum in the world, I don't know that he's got what it takes to take out a red-hot Jon Moxley, and I think Jon Moxley's still not done with the Inner Circle. Well, there you have it. There's our picks, my picks, our special guest, Ken Brass. Like I said, check him out. Check out Sound Off Sundays. As soon as all this gets over, man, you're going to miss out on great talent in the Detroit area if you don't. And you've obviously got myself, Kyle Collison. You can find me at Detroit Knockout on Twitter and Instagram. Make sure you're following the show at KO3C Pod anywhere on social media, and Knockouts and 3 Counts Podcast on Facebook. Again, the link to our YouTube channel, Knockouts and 3 Counts, is in the description as well. Thanks to Ken for coming through and giving his picks. Dev, I'm still going to beat you just like I did at UFC 249. And stay on the lookout, because the title's going to be on the line again soon. We had some scheduling stuff, so this time the title's not going to be on the line, but it's coming. But it's not going to go anywhere. Like I said, have fun. Watch Double or Nothing. Enjoy it with your loved ones. Be safe, guys, and stay tuned for the next episode. You never know what's going to happen. This Tuesday, myself, Ken Brass, and Devin are going to go over what goes down this Saturday at Double or Nothing and give our thoughts on it. And we're going to let you know who's the big winner. Again, comment your picks for this show and let us know who you think, why you think they're going to win, and see how you stack up against us. Who knows? Like I said, if you come in and maybe you beat us, you know, maybe you could be on one of the next one of these videos. Until then, stay safe, guys. Keep checking us out. Peace.